Me in the chat, we taking on the fight. Windows computer issues, we gonna make it right. Got that brilliant tech advice, 6 days a week. Yeah, we gonna help solve it all. No need to ignite.
Saturday, May 18th, 2024. It's 11 o'clock, and I have audio confirmation. Desktop audio turned on. Speaker bot should be alive and well. Good morning, everybody. I've added some content to the topic list. 3 unlisted videos. Thank you, John Williams. In the topic list on item number 10, explore BBB build BIOS settings relative to how long it takes to cold boot. I just put in these 3 unlisted videos that we may be looking at during the show today, and you guys can look at. I haven't edited those at all or even reviewed them. But I think what I did accomplish there is there's video in there that shows how long this computer takes to do a cold boot and goes through every menu option within BIOS. And I did not find anything that looks like it would deal with how long it takes for post to operate. I have turned off the repeating speaker bot messages, and there's nobody in Zoom. I do have there's a Victor for you from Ran Israel. I do have the virtual camera active in Zoom, so anybody in Zoom would be able to see what I'm sending out through
Read
OBS.
chat, please.
Rand says, read chat just because. It was a Victor just because. Just because I can. Just because you can. Was he wanting me to see something else? Good news for VMware lovers. Lovers. VMware Workstation Pro now available free for personal use. Personal use. If you want to mix that up with Spanglish? English. It would be for personal use. Workstation 17 Pro, Fusion 13 Pro. So I am using a free version of VMware, right?
Tim out of this world short said hi, DougBetts.
Hello, Tim. Let's see. Click on the letter here to get an alphabetical listing of my start menu. Not listed as VMware. I'm sure it's VMware that I'm using, right? Oracle VM VirtualBox. No, that's different than VMware.
Ran Israel said you're using VirtualBox, which I personally prefer over VMware, but to each his own.
Very good. Thank you for that explanation. I am not using VMware. And I looked into the differences a little bit, and I think that I prefer VirtualBox too. I'm not quite remembering why, but it seemed like some really fundamental difference between how the two operates that I found VirtualBox to be preferable. Well, let's get up to the start of chat. Let's see. Oh, I need to, there, I just unmuted my audio in Zoom, so Alex there by himself right now can now hear me through Zoom as well as see me through Zoom. Yeah, because he's seeing what I'm broadcasting. So he's actually seeing chat now, and if he pins that, it'll be almost full screen. Dennis, yes, thank you, birthday. Happy birthday, Dennis. His birthday is today. And I did see that before he told me, so there. I hadn't looked at chat yet. Oh, his chat was quite a while ago. Watching Doug install Windows 11 for the first time. So he's watching one of my old videos, I suppose. Watching me install it on Big Beast Build. Was that my first ever install? I don't know. I found a playlist on my channel. So how do you see playlists? Hey Doug, how do you find playlists on somebody's channel? Well, let's go over this way. Let's say youtube.com/LWTDB. That'll get you to my channel. So this way I'm looking at it the way that you would see it, except that I got to make it smaller, which means I'm going to have to turn around and make it big again because YouTube doesn't zoom in and zoom out for each tab. It's every tab that has YouTube zooms in and zooms out. So here's playlists. So when you go to somebody's channel, if they have playlists set up on their landing page, then you'll find it here. So he went into, all of these are playlists. They have some number of videos. Oh, this one's private. You won't be able to find that one. That has a trailer while I was getting my hair cut for the first time by my dad when I was like probably about, I don't know, 5 years old, it looks like maybe. Now see, there's chat real small again because I gotta go zooming back in, and you could kind of see the other YouTube window on the side here zooming in when I did that. Hello, Chris Garrett. Alice. John Williams says, great trailer. So that Lady Gaga trailer did play both last night and this morning. Had an issue with one of my computers, but I figured what was wrong, so you have more time for others. Well, doggone it. Doggone it anyway. We missed out on whatever your issue was. Didn't get to participate. Hello, Josh. Let's see. Moving to bedroom for Dennis. Ida. Hello, Ida. Feliz cumpleaños. Cumpleaños. I have no idea how well. Cumpleaños. Que sean muchos más. Que sean muchos más. I bet that has to do with happy is like Feliz Navidad would be Merry Christmas, right? So cumpleaños must be birthday. Que sean muchos, much more, and many more. Happy birthday and many more. Is that how well did I do there? Jonathan, John Williams. People saying hellos to each other. Wintermute, Seldom Ball, Arnold Albert, CFWW. That always sounds like a network to me, like a broadcast network. CFWW. I guess CW. There is a network that's kind of close to that, right? Ida says right, but the pronunciation was not that well. So it was happy birthday and many more. Dennis trying on the phone. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Birthday wishes? Arnold is asking for 2, 6, and 10. What are those? 2, the neglected gift card story. 6, current client problem with IP cameras when Ethernet goes bad. Oh, that's still in there? I thought I already talked about that. Yeah, I already talked about that. I should have taken that one out. Neglected gift card story. Do I have that nearby? Oh, I don't. Oh, I put it in the car. I had a, you know, there's that drawer or that basket in everybody's kitchen. That
DDT 2005 said playlist title contains Windows 11 inches circa October 2021.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Every kitchen has that drawer or a basket or a can that collects all the stray pens and pencils and clips and rubber bands and all that kind of stuff. Well, I had this wicker basket that had been there for years and years, and it was just falling apart. So I finally decided to take that down, and I replaced it with a very sterile looking plastic box. And I pulled stuff out of that wicker basket, and there was a sealed envelope in there. Open it up, there's a thank you card in there from a client. I can't tell how old this card is, but the copyright date on the card was 2015, I think. It must have been years old, and it had a gift card in there for one of these ice cream shop places. So that's what the neglected gift card story was. A client giving me a gift card to say thank you, and it had never seen the light of day. So Braden, my grandson, was over here yesterday. Well, the last 2 days. So I think it was on, I don't know, one of those 2 days. He happened to see it here. And so we went online. I told him, read the back of it, figure out how to go online and find out what the balance is on that card. So he did that. He found it's got a $25 balance on it. And then we looked up where is Cold Stone Creamery is what it was. And we found one, and he says, I know exactly where that is because it's right next to a movie theater that he has been to many times. So there, that was number 2. Continuing in chat. 6, I'd be kind of repeating what I already talked about this last week. I'm not sure if we'll be going there again. Selden ran Israel. Jonathan, let's see. Costanza the Mage, hello. Excuse me. I already saw that one. SpeakerBot stuff. I've got a couple emails from Tim Cruz, and he's in Zoom, so he's got an issue with his computer. I got done, have my lunch. Miss you guys. Rick Lakes, hello. Yeah, you're using VirtualBox. Yeah, we heard that on SpeakerBot. Carl J, hello. Ida uses VMware commercially, so paid for it. Wasn't that expensive, only one computer using it. Yes, I have your emails, Tim. We'll get to those. I don't think I have those on the list of topics, but anytime this channel is all about responding to people's issues that they're having with their computer. So if you come in with chat or you send me an email, put a comment on a video, those will take high priority over my topics.
DDT 2005 said thank you everyone for the wishes.
Very good. And thank you everyone for your birthday wishes to Dennis. You're welcome, Dennis. Lawn Dog says, I tried VMware. It works okay, but I do like VirtualBox much better. And there was another virtual product I used, I think was from Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft has Sandbox that is built into Windows, but you have to go into, let's see, advanced, ADVANCED features. I think that's, no, advanced. It's not advanced system settings, advanced, what is it? Programs? Oh, come on, somebody will give it to me, right? It's not advanced system settings. Okay, well, if you go into AppWiz, you can get there. appwiz.cpl. And then go to turn Windows features on or off. And then you can...
Israel said Microsoft has Hyper-V, which is my first choice.
Here's Windows Sandbox. So you can turn that on. Now the thing about Windows Sandbox, it is a virtual environment, but you can't save it. Once you close it, it's gone. Anything you did there is gone. I tried playing with that a little bit recently. And if the checkbox isn't available, you might have to enable, what's that feature in BIOS that you might have to enable? Somebody's gonna tell us what that is. Full retail license was kind of expensive back in the day. Looks like we might have another Taurus in the group. My birthday was earlier this month. I had a Taurus car, a couple of them. Liked the first one so much, I bought another one. And Greg M. See, Greg M. I don't remember calling out Greg M's name. Are you here? Why am I not seeing Greg M? Dog, are you telling me Greg M is here, or you're asking if he's here? Ida Rivera was like $49.99 if I remember correctly. Was using the unpaid version, decided to buy it. Not fair for them to use it for free, I guess she's saying. The free player was limited to one virtual machine at a time, so it wasn't much use. So it wasn't just to be fair to them, it's because you wanted more machines. It was about my pronunciation. Greg Guy, hello Greg Guy, good to see you. Ken Stout's on the road. Live. Dennis. Playlist contains Windows 11 circa 2021. So what? Let's see, this is my playlist. So if I do Control F and search for Windows, and then space 11. There's 4 of them that have Windows. Let's say Windows. Windows user tip, Windows fix tip, Greg, Windows 10. Yeah, I don't see it.
Read chat, please.
Okay, Zavi Minor. There's another VM. Questions on Zoom when you get to it from Jeff. I'll click that up. That's VirtualBox. That's what I'm using, right? Yeah, Oracle VM VirtualBox. That's what I'm using. That's not different than what I already have, is it, Zvi? Here, Oracle VM VirtualBox. It looks like the same thing. Maybe he's just giving us a link for that in chat. Okay, scanning over so I can get to Zoom. John says both the boot drive and the storage drive were showing up in Device Manager as the same drive. Boot drive is 256 gigabytes, storage drive is 1 terabyte. Yeah, I saw you asking about that on Ken's show last night. So you got that solved, right? Isn't that what you said up here? You got it solved? Yeah. So what was the solution? Has he already told me? Looking for a solution. I don't see him again. Kind of scanning through to see if there's any other actual questions. Guess no ice cream then. Would cry if that happens to me. Love ice cream. Ran into the owner of Cold Stone Creameries. He owns four Stone Cold Creameries. Okay. Scanning XZ Jinkster. Hello, Z. Evening, Doug. And chat from Mark, UK. Is Mark some kind of region or town or city in the UK? Mark, I don't know that location. He also gave me tips, special coupons, kind of expensive stuff.
John Williams said change the location on the motherboard SATA wire.
Oh, let's see. So John says he changed the location on the motherboard SATA wire, and that made a difference in Device Manager. That probably caused Device Manager to rediscover it. There was something wrong with Windows' original discovery of that drive. So that just sounds like a cough, burp, or hiccup. Technical term in computers. Microsoft has Hyper-V as Rand's first choice. Tried Sandbox. Yeah, its purpose would be to do a quick and dirty test of something. I'm not responding because I don't have you on yet in Zoom. Alex. I'm trying to get caught up with chat here. To drive again, couple of questions. Zoom, had a Taurus. Not trust Broadcom, owners of VMware. They shafted too many. They're paid subscribers with huge price increases. It drove them to the competition. Last version of the one I'm using. Z Jinxter, that's your name? I'm sending double in Zoom. Oh, okay, I'm gonna try turning off my microphone in Zoom. Now, give me a thumbs up in Zoom. I'm gonna bring Zoom on screen, but you're not heard on audio yet. Let's see, we got 2 rows, 3 columns, 2 rows. So my picture needs to be here. 3 columns, 2 rows. Move that there. Give me now Zoom, I can't hear you yet. Before I turn on your audio, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you're only hearing one voice from me now. Now they give me a thumbs up. That was delayed so long, it's like there. Do you have your YouTube audio? Oh, you're still listening to YouTube. Okay. Now I just turned my microphone on, so you should be hearing me through Zoom now. You'll have to mute your YouTube audio. Is that why you were hearing double? I bet it was. Now let me go fix so that we can hear you. Because hopefully by now you've muted your YouTube audio. And it is, let's see, select microphone. No, I want to leave that as is. This guy seems confused. Does he know what he's doing? This one. All right, now let's see if you can be heard. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hello, can you hear us? We're here.
Yes, I hear you. And I'm going to...
Ay, caramba.
Yeah, Jamie to Christmas. How did I do all
Judy
that?
Crickets.
Hey, Doug.
Hello, Bobby. How are you?
John Williams said
I'm
I
doing
used to
good,
get 4
Doug.
Dougs. Ha ha.
So let's see. I think Alex, you were saying that you were hearing me double. Was that because you didn't have YouTube muted?
No, it's because I had YouTube muted, but Jeff was in Zoom at the time, and he didn't have his microphone muted in Zoom, and that's the reason why I was hearing it.
Yeah, I muted it as soon as I realized it. So.
Oh, okay.
I kept trying to direct message you in Zoom to let you know, and Doug kept.
There's absolutely no way I will notice a direct message in Zoom or a Zoom chat. I never look at those.
No, I was talking about Jeff. I was trying to.
Oh, to him. All right.
Timothy.
Well, I wasn't looking. Once I muted it, I didn't realize you.
Whenever the ladies and us talk later, if they ask how.
Yeah, sorry about
What?
that, Alex. I fixed it as soon as I realized it.
Oh, Bobby was trying to talk to Tim directly, I think. Apparently they're able to talk to each other without talking through Zoom. Let's see. So Jeff has something to talk about, and Tim has something to talk about. Jeff, go ahead.
Well, I've got 2 things. One's just an observation. Last night, Windows 11 tried to install on my, quote, new computer. Well, it was sitting there and says, how do you want Windows 11? And it has new screens I hadn't seen before on that. And I clicked no, and then I had to do no again. And this morning, it's back. So Microsoft is getting pretty aggressive about that.
Yeah, and it's kind of expected as Windows 10 expiration gets closer, but still, we're over a year away. I remember
I've got to figure out something. I may have to go into BIOS and shut off something.
Yeah.
If it gets too annoying.
The
other thing is I have a follow-up on that thing you advised me about OneDrive on my old computer. It still is not connecting. Now, this is a little messy, but on my computers, I have, for the sake of discussion here, I have an administrative account, and for myself, I have a standard user account. And I do everything through my standard user account except installing software and that sort of thing. And it's my standard user account that will not connect. And I took your advice. I went to my other computer and I disconnected my old computer from my Microsoft account. And I went back onto it and reconnected it following some Microsoft instructions I found online. I just went to the Windows Store and grabbed some little freebie thing, and that reconnected me. And then I tried reinstalling it again, and it still didn't work. Now, the curious thing is, if I log onto that computer in the administrative account, it works fine. It hooks up fine, but it won't hook up to my standard user account.
And both your
So I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. I have a way to fix it, but I really don't want to do it because it involves a lot more work. I have an image backup from about 4 months ago in which everything was working. And every day I save all the data and everything, so I'm not going to lose any data. But I would have a pot full of software updates I have to install if I go back 3 to 4 months to an image backup. So I'm still cogitating on what I want to do. And it is my old machine. It won't run Windows 11. And I may just say to heck with it at this point, you know.
Well, I have an idea now that you've given me that explanation, and I'm going to show on my computer what's going on.
Okay, I guess I should tell you one more thing. I went into the administrative account, changed my standard user account to an admin account, and tried that, and that still didn't work. So there's something kind of hung up with my standard account.
All right.
Now this machine has never had a fresh Windows 10 install on it, ever.
Okay.
It was Windows 7 Pro, and I upgraded it, and it has worked since then.
Okay.
But it's got a lot of overhead hidden in the guts of it, I'm sure.
Okay, let me show you what I think might be the issue. I'm going to bring up my File Explorer on the screen.
Hang on. Windows computer issues we got.
Shut that thing up. Okay, you guys on Zoom probably didn't hear that, but that played that jingle from the beginning of my show again. Once that, there's somehow that keeps coming back when I jump to computer one. I'm going to go back to my camera one. There, that turned it off. Now I should be okay with picture in picture. Okay, so, and in Zoom, since I'm broadcasting my OBS, if they pin my frame in Zoom, they'd be able to see it full screen. I'm not going to pin it for everybody. That's an individual choice. But down here in the user profiles, Jeff has a standard user account and an admin user account. So under the users folder, those would be separate profile folders. Yes. When I expand the Doug folder here, we come down to find, let's see, OneDrive is, am I in the wrong folder? Is that not my current sign on? Should be. What I'm getting at is the OneDrive folder is inside your profile folder, and if
yes, I know where it is.
Okay, and is it in a subfolder of your admin profile or of your standard profile?
No, it's in a subfolder of my standard profile.
Your standard profile. And
I mean, that's the only spot I've already got. I can check again, but
okay, because I was thinking if it's, you said your admin profile, it's working, and I thought, well, if your OneDrive folder is a subfolder of your admin profile, then your standard profile would not be able to access that folder.
Well, I tried it on the admin, and then I got rid of it. I would just, so I thought, since it worked in the admin, maybe if I made my other one an admin, it would help it. But that turned out not to be true.
Well, it's this completely different subject than making your standard account an admin rights. It's the OneDrive folder is a...
Okay, yeah. It's still sitting in my standard user account. I'm looking at it.
Okay, and when you go sign on your with your admin account and look at the configuration of OneDrive there, is it storing OneDrive in your standard user profile subfolder.
Well, okay, I'll have to get into that account on my old machine here. And give me 1 second.
I'm starting to wonder if they've changed the location. Or, you know, I might have done something funky different on my computer.
Bear with me a second here. This old machine is a little bit slower. Well, it did create a OneDrive account in the admin when I did that.
Yeah.
So perhaps I should get rid of that.
Yeah. So completely disassociate both of your accounts with OneDrive. Delete the OneDrive folder that's any OneDrive folders that are stored on your computer. Then create the OneDrive association
I got rid
from
of
your
the
standard.
OneDrive folder in the admin account, and I'll go back later and try that again. I'll let you move on to something else.
Okay.
This is not such an urgent thing. I want to take up all your online time with it, but I appreciate the advice.
Yeah. I'm totally blowing it in trying to find where my OneDrive is stored. Manage storage. That's gonna go, I think, online. Yeah, it is. Don't want to do that. If you open folder, there. To open folder, that should show me where it is. Now this is a Windows 11 thing, isn't it? It's not showing me the full path. This is my OneDrive folder. I go here, properties, and then location. But there it's in. All right, then let's do this way. In documents, properties, location.
Rand Israel said it said drive.
Oh, yes, I did this funky. I moved it to my O drive. So I'm not using the standard locations. That's right. And to help me remember that, which obviously didn't work, if I come down here to look at the O drive, it actually has a name of OneDrive and iCloud. So I've got all of my cloud stuff located there. Yeah, that was silly of me to try to use that method to show where OneDrive stores stuff. Yeah. Okay, and there's Ran Israel recommending to Jeff to disable TPM.
Ren Israel said, is that a virtual drive or a real partition?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do if it happened again right away.
Yeah.
Unless I can find some other way to do it.
Depending
I probably
upon...
will get Windows 11 when I have to, assuming 12 doesn't come out first.
Yeah.
If there is ever such a thing.
It may not be
But I will wait until the end, probably.
It may not be called TPM in your BIOS. It may be called something
else. That thing. It's in the Intel chip.
All right.
I know where it is, though. So.
Yeah. Ran Israel asking if that's a virtual drive or a real partition. It is a real partition. And to show you where that is, I'll bring up disk management. I think it's on a spinning drive, actually. If it decides to come up, where is O drive? Yeah, this is on that red, Western Digital Red, I think it's called. Spinning drive is where I put that.
So you've only got 2 physical hard drives in your computer, Doug. I would have expected you to have more.
No, only 2. Now that doesn't mean only 2 in that box, because BBB has, I think, 2 drives also. But how many drive letters do I have? There's an L
Okay, I'm
drive.
going to take my leave from Zoom, Doug. Thank you for the
All right,
information.
thank you, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, so now I need to go to 2 columns, 2 rows. It's that button, and turn off.
And
the
now we're
column.
seeing in section because I've got your thing pinned, your window pinned, and I'm seeing
Oh,
your Zoom inside of.
Yep, I had to fix the positioning of that. Now you should be seeing it better.
ay caramba.
I got buttons over here on my second Stream Deck for that's it. When we have 2 columns and 2 rows, it's that picture in picture. If I turn that off, then the audience sees the mirroring effect, and then
Yeah, I see that.
when there's 2 columns, 1 row, it's that one. When there's 3 columns, 2 rows, it's that one. When there's 3 columns, 3 rows, it's that one. When there's 4 columns, 3 rows, it's that one. Doug, you make things too difficult. Yep. And that's
All of us IT people seem to make think our computers a whole lot more difficult than normal average users.
and somehow we enjoy it, or I enjoy it.
Doug,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, whenever you get a moment, I have a little bit of something I think you may be interested in.
Okay, well, I was going to turn next to Tim Cruz's issue with the heat on his gaming laptop. Let's go ahead and try that, then we'll come back to your topic, Alex. I'm just checking my positioning here. Chart update. Okay, I'm going to go with the first email. Show this to the audience. Dear DougBetts, this is Timothy Cruz. I've been noticing my Dell gaming laptop been overheating a whole lot. Feel very hot to the touch by my vents. I will show pictures where it is getting hot. Also, I have a cooling pad, but I notice it's not working that well with my laptop. It's brand new. I bought the fan at Amazon. I will show you the box that it came in, my computer specs, so everyone can get a way better feel and understanding of the whole situation. I hope you can help me, Doug, or everyone else on the Zoom panel or live stream. I would really appreciate all the advice I could get. And to be a problem solver, thanks in advance. Text, trust, okay. Then here's the information about the computer. Let's go bring that up, and I'll put that link into chat in case somebody wants to go see that. Tim's computer. And Tim, I suspect what I'm going to wind up concluding, or what we're going to wind up concluding, oops, that's too long. Need a shorter link. Well, let's just go look at it first. A gaming laptop. Laptops were not really envisioned and from the ground up intended to be gaming laptops. So you're pushing the boundaries of the original function and purpose of a laptop. If you put in a lot of power, a high CPU, and a dedicated graphics into the laptop frame, it's going to produce a lot of heat. And if it is successfully exhausting that heat and cooling your CPU, it's going to blow a lot of heat out the vent, and it's going to dissipate a lot of heat to the bottom of the case, and it's going to be hot. It's not overheating if your CPU is not running hot.
Jim KJ3N said the answer is probably going to be, that's the way it is. Live with it or don't.
Yeah, Jim puts it a little more harshly than I do, but that's what I suspect is going to be the conclusion. Now, let's come back here to, let's see, I got to punch my right button. We're on 3 columns, 2 rows. So it should be that one, but I got to turn the other one off first. There we go. That fits in right. So, Tim, have you used hardware info or anything else to check how hot the CPU is?
No, I have not.
Okay, you got to go do that. You got to go do that, because I think the end result's going to be is that the amount of heat you're feeling out through the vents and through the bottom of the computer, particularly when you're gaming and you're pushing that computer, is totally normal and expected, and your CPU is probably running
It's even
fine.
hot right now, and I'm just running Zoom. It gets hot right now.
But still, that you haven't checked the CPU. You got to check the temperature on the CPU. We don't get.
Have a link, please, to check it out.
Yeah, can somebody put in a link in chat for HW info?
There's it. Type it in.
I'm sorry, Gary, what'd you say?
HW info.
Yeah, do a Google search, HW info.
All right.
Not hard to do. You're far enough along that we shouldn't be spoon feeding you that kind of piece of information. Just Google HW info. And it's hwinfo.com. How about that? Yeah. That's what you were saying, Gary, right?
Okay, I got it now.
All right. So download that and run it. And you'll have to scroll down to see it. Let's see, I can show him that. We can. Do I have, for a while I was having HW info automatically launch when I started.
It's the first one, right, for installer for Windows 7 and later.
There's a portable version for that, isn't there?
Yeah, I see it. The second one,
yeah.
Windows 32 64-bit portable.
All right.
You understand, for that chip to overheat, it'll be about 100 degrees Celsius, which would burn your hand, literally burn your hand.
Yeah. if
chip's not overheating in that computer.
If the cooling on that computer is functioning correct, it should be very, very hot to the touch.
Especially by the bed.
That means it's taking the heat away from the CPU chip and the dedicated graphics. And that was an i9, right?
Yep, 1300.
Yeah.
Correct.
So, right. So that's going to be hot. Now, I suppose to make it run cooler, some computers, laptops have even keyboard methods to slow the CPU down, so it's not generating as much heat.
All right, Doug, it's open now. So now what am I looking for?
Let's go bring up, let's see, HW info.
You share my screen if you want. What you guys want to look at it from my screen?
Probably if we want to try to show your screen, I'd rather connect remote to it.
You can. You could do that. You want.
But I'll start with showing you what to look at. So I'm displaying on my screen. Let's see. When you launch it, you can do this checkbox for sensors only, and then that's going to take you straight into this sensors screen. If you already got into the full program interface, then exit out of it and relaunch it. Yeah, there's probably some easier way to get to the sensors only, but I don't know how to tell them that offhand. And I'm going to say don't check for updates anymore. Do you see it on my screen, Tim?
Yes, I can see it on your screen, yes.
All right. Are you at this place on your computer, or did you get all
I'm
the
trying
way?
to find it. Let me see.
You might be all the way into the program. You find it?
It says here, system summary, CPU active clock.
Sounds to me like you got all the way into the program. Just exit out of that, close the program, launch it again, and you should get a little window.
Okay.
There's a checkbox for sensors only.
Okay.
I know.
And then you can go ahead and open back up. Where's the program at? Crystal. Let me find it. Let's see. HW. No, it's not even popping up now. Where did it go?
Israel said there's a
I had to run it
on
again.
the toolbar in the main UI.
All right. If you do,
Oh, I see it now. Sensors only. I see it now. I just click start. Now I see what you're talking about.
All right.
It says here there's a new version. I just closed that.
Yeah, click to not check for updates.
Okay, now I'm at where you're at. Now I see my stuff.
All right. So what I typically do then is just scroll down to where you see temperatures.
Okay.
It looks like it's a little more than halfway down, dragging the scroll bar down. You find this section that has CPU and the columns are showing temperatures in centigrade.
Temperature. Let's see. Let's see.
DDT 2005 said you have enough.
So it says temperatures and the other word was in. My memory. Is it past memory timings or no?
I don't know if I still have mine on default. It's not past memory timings. So go back up to the top.
Can you go back to the top? Okay.
And the first section is called System. The next section is CPU, and it has megahertz readings. And you scroll down to the next section. It looks like CPU, and you should be seeing temperature readings. It's possible I've changed the order of mine.
I see CPU package for Intel Core Enhanced. I see temperature reads 101 Celsius, 93 Celsius. That CPU package. Is that it or no? That's not
Yeah,
it.
that's it. No, that's it. You got
Okay, okay, cool. It says 105 Celsius and it's going from 97, 93 to 107 Celsius, 100 Celsius.
Yeah, that's very hot. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I knew I wasn't. I was thinking that, and then it goes to 84, 104, and it's jumping. 85, 105.
All right.
So is that good or bad, or is that not normal?
Well, we need to find out what's normal for that computer, what's acceptable for that computer.
Okay.
So somebody was probably going to find that before I do. Why did I lose? I lost that Amazon listing somewhere. Oh, here it is. Over here. So
That's good, Bob. That's cool.
Go back. Okay, so here it is. This is the laptop. I'm going to try Control C that. Come over here. How hot should it be? What is the temperature? G16 gaming laptop. Temperature spikes between 90 to 95 C are normal. Yeah, so looks like maybe you are excessively hot. Here's a Dell C16 temperature close to 100. How is this okay? You're over 100. And you're not gaming right now.
No.
G16i 12900, is that what we have? G16 13900. So it's even higher than that.
Do you think maybe like an update or something will make it fix itself? Because I remember I'd watched a live stream Carrie did, and it was talking about the Intel, I think it was i9 and some other processor. It's not too long ago he did the live stream and something like that on the let me see. Or what was it? It was for the processor, the newer processors, the one like when I got it and the one before that. I think there's something wrong.
Okay, you're kind of
released a statement.
Was there actually a single question in all of that? You kind of lost me.
You can go to Carrie's channel and you'll see it in one of his live streams that he did. He was talking about it. I think he titled it.
No. He was dealing with custom built computers, not laptops. I know what you're talking about. Somebody's coming up with something in chat. Give me a minute here. You're kind of going on, rambling on.
There is a BIOS from April 10th.
Yeah, the i9 processors Carrie was dealing with were in custom builds, and the problem was that the
Arnold
motherboard
Albert said, "Are you
designers
running the latest BIOS?"
were configuring them to
John
run
Williams
too
said
hot.
that was on motherboards for desktop computers,
Yeah,
not
so
a laptop.
we need to let go of that subject. Carrie was not dealing with a laptop situation, because in a custom built computer, you buy a CPU and you buy a motherboard. The motherboard manufacturers were programming their motherboards to run those CPUs too hot. That's not the situation we have here. This is a Dell laptop where Dell is in control of all of the settings. So let's let go of that. And you sent me an email about trying to update the BIOS on that, I think.
Look at the link to arc.intel.com.
It was for the let me see. Go
Oh,
back
that
to
was a
the
Windows
setting.
update.
Correct. Yes, for
All
the
right.
23H2. Yeah, and it failed to give me error code. It's on my. It's the error code still there on my update.
Okay. Rand is saying look at the link to Arc Intel. So that's what I've got here. Arc Intel. Okay, give me a little more on that. Looking at what do you see in this link that is gonna be informative to us? Let's see, CPU specifications. Does it tell us something here about maximum heat?
100 Celsius.
On the screen that I'm looking at?
Down about 2 paragraphs.
2 paragraphs.
Ran Israel said scroll down to thermal specs.
Thermal specs. There's a section titled Thermal Specs. Ran Israel's telling me to scroll to.
Right
Thermal
there.
monitoring.
Up a little bit more. Up higher. Keep going. There.
I'm scanning, looking for the word
Ran
thermal.
Israel said you passed it.
Go down 2 groupings.
I'm gonna use fine for thermal. Thermal monitoring. There's only one occasion of the word thermal. Gary, are you watching my screen through Zoom?
Yeah, no, through YouTube.
Okay, well, if you watch my frame in Zoom, you're seeing my live.
Oh, Zoom is better,
display.
faster. Okay.
Yeah, if you'll pin if you'll pin that, you're seeing that real time. You're seeing a delay on YouTube.
Wonderful.
Ran Israel said siege for 100.
Right
There's
there.
100. All right. Maximum, but yeah, the word thermal isn't even here. Thank you very much. Yeah, so 100 is what it's supposed to max out at, and he's over that. So there's something wrong here. Now that's a new laptop, right, Tim?
Yes, it is. I didn't get it.
Here's my opinion. It's operating too high. It's still under warranty. You should not even be trying to cool it down more. You should be contacting Dell and ask them why is this thing so hot? Now, until today's session, you did not know that the CPU is actually over 100 degrees Celsius because you hadn't looked at that. You only had an impression that it was running too hot because of how hot it felt. But now you have a number and you're not even gaming with the laptop right now. Now, there's thermal throttling available in Hardware Info. So we want you to see that, and particularly down here. I'm pointing to it. It's underneath that temperature section. If you look on my frame, you'll see where I'm looking at that. And each of these arrows, this greater than symbol, when you click on those, it'll expand that section. So core thermal throttling on mine says no. Does yours show any thermal throttling yet?
Let me look for that. Let me check it out.
It's right under the temperature section.
It's for the state residency, right?
I did not understand what you said. Say that
For
again.
the state residency after you said after the temperature.
Can you see where I'm pointing to on my screen?
Yeah, but I'm looking at Zoom, but it's kind of blurry. It's not clear. Let me go to YouTube.
Can you pin it?
No, I could see it.
It shouldn't be blurry. If you pin it, you should be able to see it.
Because on the Zoom it looks blurry, but on the YouTube it looks clear. I don't know why. It doesn't look that clear.
I'm going to try pinning that on Zoom for myself so that I can see if it is blurry.
Ron Israel said perhaps Tim should share his screen so we can all see and you can guide him.
Yeah, when I pin my frame in Zoom, it's not quite as clear as when I look straight at the monitor, but...
Right, yeah, I could see it, but I can't see the wording that clear.
Did you pin it? Did you pin my frame? Do you know what I mean by that?
No, I don't. How do you do that?
Move your mouse to the upper right corner of my frame, click the three-dot menu, and then choose Pin.
See, the 3 dots. I'm looking for it.
Move your mouse to my frame in Zoom, and then you should see a little blue box in the upper right corner.
Okay, I pinned it now.
The three-dot menu, and then pin it. So you should be able to see it full screen. That should be visible to you.
Yeah, I see full screen, but it doesn't look, it still looks blurry. It doesn't look clear. I just pinned it.
Well, you can see my temperatures section, don't you?
Kinda, yeah. It looks a little bit not that clear.
It is blurry on mine also, Doug.
All right.
But I can make out 40s.
Yeah, well, all you need, if you can see the temperatures, the next line underneath the temperatures is called core thermal throttling. You should be able to see that on your screen.
So I'm at GT cores graphics, VCC temperature.
I think you're way too.
I'm at the where you told me. Where we talked about how high it is.
All right, let's go ahead and get connected remotely to your computer.
Yes, please. That'll be better. I can't figure it out.
This isn't working very well for us. Do you have an icon on that computer for DougBetts Remote?
No, not on this one.
Okay,
no.
Then go in. Then go into my the YouTube video for this show. In the description section, there's a link in there to click on to start a remote session.
Okay, I'm doing it now. I just clicked on the link. Download. Start now.
I'm just showing that link to the audience. Okay.
Okay.
Here we have you coming on.
He's connecting to my computer.
And then I'm clicking to restart it as an applet. You'll get a user account control prompt that you need to click to allow or yes, whatever the affirmative choice is.
Before you do anything, Doug, Tim, is your computer on a desk or on a bed?
It's on a bed, but I have my cooling pad. It's at an angle. You look in a picture. I don't have it like flat on my bed. I sent a picture of how I have my computer standing.
So I got a 1398 I'm on right now. HX on a laptop, and I'm running in the 40s. Average 48.
Yeah, that sounds very reasonable.
And my graphics is a 4090.
Tim, you said something about sending a picture of, or showing us how your computer is set. I don't have that.
Yes, it's in the email. It's there. I added everything on the back of the computer.
Okay, I'm going to show the pictures on your email. We couldn't complete the features. This is the update that you had trouble with. I don't have anything here that shows us your physical computer. And how you have it set. Okay, so let's go look at the computer itself. Here, we've got it. And all right, so here's your temperatures.
Let me, Tim, have you done anything with Alienware to try to overclock or anything like that?
Tim, did you hear Gary's question? Hello, Tim.
No, I was muted. No, I haven't done that.
Okay, don't. I mean, that would be a question.
No, I don't do that. I don't want to mess with my computer.
All right.
So I don't do anything like that.
So, Tim, here I'm pointing to your temperatures, your CPU temperatures
Right.
here. We're seeing 76.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was 100. I don't see 100.
Well, in the other part I saw, I guess I was reading it wrong, but I saw something else upper that was 100, but I guess I wasn't looking at the right one.
This 100% up here?
No, not that one. I was looking over
What
here.
were you
Where
looking
it's
at?
at. It was. I saw it earlier. Where did it go? Over here, the GPU package. That's what I was seeing. This one down below, right there.
All right. Yeah, this is showing maximum 110 over in the right column.
Oystein said maximum 10.
And it goes from good to bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and the red is indicating that it's overheated, although that is from hardware info saying that this is too hot, but indeed it is, but that's really jumping like crazy. Those numbers are changing very drastically. I saw it down into the 70s, and it jumps up to over 100.
DDT 2005 said thermal throttling has been tripped.
Yeah, here's core thermal throttling. Do you see where I'm pointing to that, Tim?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
So that's showing us that it is thermal throttling, and it's probably throttling when it gets up high, and then it gets cool, and that's perhaps why it's jumping so much. Now I just expanded this thermal throttling section, and it looks to me like, nope, that is jumping around. I was starting to wonder if it's only a couple of cores that are having thermal troubles, but no, they're bouncing around. It's bouncing around, and it's bouncing around because the computer is moving processes around from one core to another. So it's throttling individual cores when it's detecting that those cores are too hot. Now up here where we have core temperatures, there's one of these expandable arrows here. So we click on that, and we should be able to see more variation in what's going on with your cores. So I'm expecting we'll occasionally see individual cores go up to an overheat condition. They haven't done it yet, but over here in this third column, you can see how high those cores have become. And so we see that it's really spread across the processor, which would be expected under normal operations. So what?
Tim, is your fan coming on?
Yeah, the fan is on. Yeah, it comes on. It's on. I
Is it-
hear it blowing.
Is it
The fan of
very?
the computer, fan of the computer, or the cooler?
I'm the fan of the computer.
I
I
would,
hear it sometimes ramp up and then it slows down.
I would try, just for tickles and grins, put it on a desk and see how it overheats or doesn't.
Yes. Are you able to do that right now?
Yeah, I can. I'm just gonna take it from the charger and put it on my desk. So do I leave it with the cooling pad or do I just put it by itself?
Do
I
it
would
with
put it by itself.
Okay, let me try that.
Because they didn't sell it with the cooling pad, I don't
Right.
think.
Right.
No, they didn't. Let me try that.
It's designed to suck air in through the distance that the feet raise it up off of the desk. So that is very much a
Okay, it's on
plausible
my
thing.
desk now. It's on my desk.
Okay. Let's see how the temperatures go there. All the cores are in
Maybe
the 60s.
that's maybe it's the cooling pad that's causing all the issue. Maybe.
It certainly is possible, because the way your computer sits on that cooling pad, if it's not giving the same kind of intake airflow that the computer is designed for, that's plausible.
Right. That makes a lot more sense.
Seems like it's a little lower than it was.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh wow, no, I think you might have figured out what's causing the whole issue. I think.
Let's see, there's a place to reset these numbers, so we start out
the clock down below.
Fresh down below.
There's a clock.
The clock. All right. Reset. Okay. So yeah, that clears everything off. So let's see what happens over a period of time if it stays okay.
Yeah, with that processor, you're not using it in bed. I will tell you that.
I think I'm gonna start using it on my desk instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Or I could put like my chair, my red chair, like what do you call it? My red chair, it's like a flat chair, and I could put it next to my bed and put the laptop on the chair. What do you think?
No, I don't think that would be good, because I think.
Or you just put it on my desk, right?
Well, yeah, you could try it. You could try it on a chair.
It's a metal chair. It's a metal chair. It's not a. That's what it is.
Is it perfectly flat? Is it as flat as your desk
flat.
is?
Yes, it's flat. It's
Okay.
perfectly flat.
Well, again, you should test it, because I think in order to put this much power into a laptop computer, Dell has probably engineered the heck out of this to make it doable. And
it's an expensive computer.
Using it on your bed and in various different physical circumstances is probably not something that it's prepared for.
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
For Doug and older people listening to this, think of this as a luggable back in the day. It has the power, but it's not a laptop.
Right. And
this,
I would suspect all the listings for it probably don't. Well, it does. Okay, I'm going to switch over here real quick to the Amazon listing. They do use the word laptop, but they could call it a notebook rather than a laptop if they want to get away from the idea of putting a computer on your lap.
You're not putting that up.
This is looking pretty good. Looking in the maximum temperatures, we haven't, the highest we've got is, well, looking at the first row, the highest we've achieved on any of the cores is 74 degrees. Now,
and you got, there we go, that's not bad.
Yeah, then the next thing you could do is try playing a game, keep hardware info open. Now you can minimize hardware info. Let me show this. I'm going to click on the minimize button. Of course, you know the minimize button. And that puts it down to the system tray in here. And I think it looks like...
Read chat, please.
Okay, I'll get to chat in just a moment. Yeah, this is the icon for hardware info. It's got the 3 bars. Now you could go play the game, and then after you're done with the game, come back and single click on that to bring it back up and look to see what the maximum temperatures achieve. Because as long as you haven't cleared those numbers while you were playing the game, it's going to show you how hot it got during the game. So you don't have to watch those numbers during the game. I'm coming over to chat to see what somebody was wanting me to see. Ran Israel. Now try the laptop. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's suggesting try it with the cooler on the desk.
I haven't tried that. I mean, with the cooler, did I put the cooler like the way this stands, or did I put it flat, or what do you think?
I don't understand your question.
Like, look at my picture on your Gmail, and like it has like a little back of it. It has like little things that make it go up, and I could put it flat or up. It's either way.
Okay, I don't have a picture in my email.
Yeah, I sent it to you. Let's scroll down. It's there.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I found it in another email.
Yeah, that's what my cooling pad looks like.
Yeah, I didn't get this
Cooling
email.
pad.
I didn't get this
Oh,
email.
it's another email. Okay.
Can I talk? I didn't get this email flagged for today's show. Okay.
Ay, caramba.
So
I'll
let's
be
see.
honest. I have never had good luck with coolers under laptops in the last 5 years.
No, dang.
That's
Yeah.
personal.
Mhm.
And I think engineers decide how they want the height of the laptop and the angle, and that's how they got the fans set up.
Yeah. So here's a picture of the laptop on the cooler. The cooler is trying to suck in air from under the bed, so it's a little bit restricted there. But the design of this laptop, having this cooler surface there, that could be counterproductive. These look like air intakes here on the back of the laptop.
They're the exhaust.
Yeah, they are.
That's
yes.
exhaust? Is that exhaust
No.
or is that intake? That's exhaust.
That's
Yeah,
exhaust.
that's exhaust. That's
I'm
right.
familiar with the G.
The intake
Wow.
should be from the bottom, but now this looks like feet for the computer that I'm pointing at, and it's raised up off of the surface of the laptop. That could be causing trouble because the airflow looks like the airflow is designed to flow in between these feet on the back and probably between the feet on the side. And if the laptop's not sitting all 4 feet on that flat surface, then it's not sucking air in the way it's designed to.
I mean, think of air extractors even for like solder stations. People want to put them in the air. If you put them flat, you actually get better air extraction. Totally different, but something else from work.
Yeah, I think there's probably a science going on here with how that laptop is designed for its air intake. So you have the cooler in place now.
Yeah, cooler's in place. Yes, it's like the way I had it on my bed, so it's standing like the same way.
All right. I don't recognize that there's been any difference to the temperatures.
Okay.
The maximum, I didn't look to see what the maximum was before you put the cooler underneath. For instance, before you put the cooler underneath, if maximum was 72 degrees Celsius, and now it has achieved a bit higher, then that means this cooler is actually being counterproductive.
Said, looking at the number, this cooler does nothing.
Counterproductive means, is it helping or not?
Well, it would mean it's
Doesn't
maybe
look like it.
maybe it's not helping.
No.
However, was the maximum 76 degrees before we put the cooler under it? Can somebody go back and DVR on another tab and answer that? And here's what I'm getting
John
at.
Williams said it was 74C before.
It was 74C before, so now it's gone up to 76, so it has gone higher. So the cooler is actually sounding counterproductive, and that's totally believable. If it was the other way, if John had told us that it was 76 degrees before you put the cooler, then what I was going to do next is reset the numbers again and see if it still gets up to 76, because with the cooler in place, if it doesn't get up to 76 anymore, then the cooler is actually a little bit helpful. But this cooler does not have the ability to reduce the amount of heat that the CPU is generating. The only thing it can do is dissipate heat away from the physical body of the laptop. But it may also be interfering with the intake, and in that way, it could actually be causing trouble.
Actually, the fans are actually underneath of the laptop, sucking air in, so you're going to get a vacuum almost, fan to fan.
Yeah, that cooler probably has fans that are blowing up to the bottom of the laptop. And that could change the dynamics of how the computer's fans suck in air. If the fans of the, how about this? What if the fans of the cooler were actually overpowering the fans that are built into the computer?
I also got to a speed I could put it higher or lower. I put it all the way high. I don't know if that's helpful.
You mean this changing the speed of the cooler?
Because it has this button.
Yeah.
It has a back of it slides, and I could put it higher or a little bit slower on how fast it's going.
I'm thinking the fans of the cooler blowing into the fans of the laptop could actually be causing a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because it definitely was not designed to have air blowing into the fans of the laptop. My feeling, Tim, is to use the laptop for a week or two without the cooler, use it on the desktop, and see how it goes.
Okay. I could do that.
Okay.
Okay, well, we got another issue. What about the update? This is the issue. Let me show you real quick.
All right. Go look at the
Over
update
here
issue.
in Windows Update. This said failed. I tried doing it this morning and it did it. It installed it, then it reverted itself. I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah.
Something went wrong, basically.
23H2 failed to install on today and yesterday. And on the 15th, these aren't showing the KB number. And this is in feature updates.
That's an
Quality
important
updates,
update,
those
right?
are successful. Yeah, the feature update. You want to get that. So here's the error number. Oh, it won't let me copy and paste it. All right. E4. Windows Update code error 719E4. Solutions related with a virtual Ethernet driver on that one. Now, when you were doing this, were you hearing the fan ramp up high?
Sometimes here in my room, I was hear it ramp up. Like once in a while, I hear it ramp up like that.
All right, let's go ahead and try doing it now, since the computer's not overheating, on the possibility that it was actually the overheating that was causing the failure.
All right, I'm doing it now.
Here it's downloading, and I'm showing that on screen.
Did you do the latest update from Dell for the BIOS?
Yes, I did. You could double check it to make sure. I did all the updates I could. I checked everywhere, but you could double check to make sure though.
So I have one Dell, and they put out an update for the BIOS in April for the May update.
Oh, all right.
I know I had a graphics card update. I did the latest one that says that my graphics card is all up to date now, but you can double check.
Tell you, today was a weird week, or today. I said this week was a weird week.
Oh, I saw the update's taken a long time to install.
Oh, that's strange.
Office 365 had 4 updates this week, and Edge had 4 updates.
Yeah, I had an Edge update too. After I updated my computer too, I didn't even know there was an update, so I checked it and I updated it.
And the joke is, we noticed nothing about either one of those, and we use them exclusively.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Here I'm seeing a bunch of driver updates yesterday that you did.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to see if anything here says BIOS or firmware.
I'll be right back in these restroom real quick.
All right.
Go firmware down below.
Do you see one firmware? Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, 512.
What is that, 14?
Yeah, it's showing a firmware version number there.
That's the latest.
That's the latest. Okay, so we do have that.
Looks like they downloaded it. That's good. To answer Rand, I'm not sure. We just got 4, and like I said, we use it because our vertical apps at work, our ERP is all through Edge. They're all web apps.
And I was responding to Rand Israel's question about minor or major Edge updates.
And it did the Edge view also. Actually, I had a question for you, Doug.
Yeah.
The kind of quote from my daughter, and I'm not sure which. She's not happy about it, but she's finishing up her company that she owns, is finishing up setting up an ERP system. That's cool. She's got a book. She gives them the book. Has the serial numbers for all the computers. Has the Windows codes. Has the Office codes for each computer. All that stuff. She noticed in the either B-Link or Boz game, many computers, which she did not buy, she wanted Dell with 4-year warranties. Instead, they got, pardon me, but I'm not thrilled with the B-Link warranty as far as what are you going to do in 3 months. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, what she noticed when she got the book from her employees that did the asset management to hand to the customer, all of the window product codes, or the 25-digit code, for all the little mini PCs were the same.
And that was pulling the product codes off of the computers themselves using some kind of scanning utility?
Yep. No, actually, when it comes in Windows. Was it WLMGR or something?
Yeah. I do not routinely do that, so I don't have background experience with it. But my understanding, impression is that manufactured computers can do their imaging processes with a Windows key that is, I don't know what to call it, special or unique, and where it does appear to be the same across all of them, but it's not actually the license that is assigned to the, I don't know, I'm going to say the computer, because when you get a digital license, Windows is activated with the digital license, but the actual code that is stored on the computer just isn't really an issue anymore. So how some kind of utility pulls out a code out of that, I don't know that is all that important.
No, you actually can pull out the 25-digit Windows code that you got from. These came from the factory, but you will get the same key that you would enter from CD keys. Just use the word, and they were all the same across. Like they use a volume license from the factory, not for them.
Well, that's what I would expect it to be, a volume license where it's consistent across the factory. Now, when
we use volume license at work, but you're
OEM
paying for
SLP
those.
Key. Identical.
They bought the computer. Well, like you bought 2, she bought 2. They should not have the same codes on
them. I can't attest to that one way or the other. All I can say is that my impression has been that the code that you derive from the computer itself, I'm saying this because I think in the past, when they used to come with labels on the computers that showed the 16-digit code, when I queried the computer for what code it has, it never did match when I was doing that back in Windows 7 days, I suppose. So your description is not consistent with my experience, and I don't know what it's supposed to be. So
I'm just curious because I do not
John
believe
Williams
you
said
should
we
be able to
ran
pull the
last
same
post.
code off the B link you gave your customer those two machines that she has. And if you needed to reinstall that, and for some reason on a different drive, you would install onto that computer that code.
well, my understanding is if I install a different drive on that computer, if the computer still matches the
Chris
digital
Garrett said,
license
is the code
that's activated.
8675309?
Okay, come on, Chris. You're interrupting me with a irrelevant joke.
It's just a widget.
Yeah, I lost where I was going with that. If I were to pull out the code that these computers claim to have, these recent B-Link computers claim to have, I wouldn't be surprised if it matches what your daughter was seeing. And I think that was what you were implying, wasn't it?
And my question is, why can't I use that code on on one of my computers at work that I buy without Windows Pro? I don't buy them without Windows Pro, but
well, the licenses these days are digitally assigned to a physical computer, and you can upgrade or change parts to a certain extent on the computer. And when you reconnect to the internet, you never have to enter a code. You just receive the same digital license.
right, you get the digital license back. I understand that, and I understand what it's based on. I even understand how to calculate it. I can reverse engineer it for you. I'm not just saying that. But I'm saying the 20-digit you would buy quote from CD Keys should be different for me and for you. And if I can ascertain that off your machine, it should not match mine.
Okay, yeah. If you buy a code from CDK,
but until you set up the computer, that code and firmware is not registered with Microsoft. They're not pre-registering all those computers. I will guarantee you that.
The B-Link computers.
The Dell computers were at until they're signed on. They don't get Microsoft.
But you would never be buying a key from CDK deals for a Dell computer or a B-Link.
Never have. Agreed.
All right. I'm not understanding what the concern is.
I'm not with our Dell. I cannot reverse the keys are not the same when I reverse them. So if I go get if I take my work computer right now, I will not get the same as a work computer at work. Any of the computers are not the same key.
Okay. So
from
what?
Dell.
Okay, now, but you buy computers from Dell that are specifically for you. They put your images on them.
Correct.
That might be different than the normal retail Dell experience.
I've not seen that, but I've not bought onesie-twosies from, that for a company, in the last 30 years. That's why I was asking you, because that's not my bailiwick. But my still question, if I can reverse that key out until it hits Microsoft, the first setup.
Yeah.
They don't know what key is coming. Then they send back, they take the MAC address, serial number. We'll agree on that, and then put a license to that machine. But until it gets there, every one of those have the same, quote, volume license keys. How does that key not end up as CD key? How do they know when it's been used enough times?
I don't know.
And I don't either. That's why I was questioning that.
Now, could it be possible that they somehow use the key that you're seeing and reverse engineering or pulling out of the computer, if they're using that key and they're using the ID of the hardware involved, and somehow doing a calculation that actually generates some dynamic key that is unique to each computer?
I do not remember the key, but I remember it started with a P for Greg M. It's my daughter. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's just freaked out because they're all the same. And she does that at every place. And they usually buy, this is the first company she's ever went that they've went cheaped out on it. Understand the software they're using is a monthly charge of $100 per seat, and they're cheaping out on computers.
Yeah.
And they have like over 100 computers. I bought these from Amazon. I'm like, no. She's like screaming.
Well, I'll be very interested to hear how that works out.
She's scared of that.
Because yeah, I can understand the worries about going with a B-Link brand rather than Dell, but
or Lenovo or
is
HP,
it really going to be a problem? Now, this computer that I put in at a client's office, then they for the managing partner in a law firm, he's been 2 weeks on it now, and he hasn't called me once. I looked at the computer this morning to verify that he hasn't switched back to his old computer. I've spoken to him once about it, and he says it's faster than the old one, and I'm having no troubles with it. So he's liking it.
Does he use it hardcore, or just? I mean, that's his computer.
That's his computer, and he's one of the busiest users in the company. But you know, they're using their law office software. He's probably got 10 different programs open at any one time. He's got lots of tabs open. He switches between programs. He's using 2 monitors. So it's a pretty significant user. Now, what's going on with this Windows update? It's still showing download 0%. He's on Wi-Fi. He's on Zoom and my remote connection. So I'm wondering how much it's the update is taking a back seat because of the other stuff that he's doing with the computer right now. Go into advanced options. Can we tell it to give higher priority to the updates? Configure update policies. We've got nothing in there we can do. Delivery optimization. Bandwidth throttles, activity monitor. That is statistics over time, I think. Absolute bandwidth. Load setting. Uploading updates to other PCs. That's when you're sharing updates between computers. Download settings. Absolute bandwidth. Limit how much is not selected. Limit is not selected.
Take a look at Task Manager and see what he's got going.
All right. He's got AnyDesk.
Looking at performance on Wi-Fi.
Okay. I've had the impression that at the beginning, and I've seen this before, where it stays on downloading 0 for a long time. At the beginning of the process, I think that Windows is examining the computer, making some kind of decisions or configurations or something like that, because I've seen many times where it takes a long time to get off the 0. Let's go put an icon on his desktop to start a remote connection, then we'll disconnect.
John Williams said, is he using Wi-Fi for updates?
Yeah, I think Wi-Fi is his only. Well, no, I think he's had I think he has Ethernet around. Is Tim around? Yeah, Tim.
You just saw Wi-Fi.
Tim,
yeah, I'm right here. I guess I could get it connected if you want.
Yes, connect to Ethernet. That would be
I can into that right now.
Okay, I'm going to install a calling card make it easier for him to connect. I'll put an icon on his desktop. Now that's doing a download right now over the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi download is working. There's that bump on the Wi-Fi graph for the download I just did. Minimize a couple.
I just connected it, Doug. There you go.
All right. Yeah, so now we're showing an Ethernet.
I see data being transmitted. It's showing orange and yellow. It's blinking.
John Williams said Wi-Fi is slow in comparison to Ethernet.
Yeah. Now here you see Wi-Fi and Ethernet both active.
That's good.
Let's see, where's the update? Did I lose? Yeah, I lost the update. So let's go back in to monitor the update. Still showing 0. And I'll bring Task Manager back up so we can see Task Manager at the same time that we're seeing that downloading number. Now, I'm going to get over to chat because we've had kind of long conversations recently. I think I've missed some things. Let's see, Gary responded to that about the key. And there was Chris's Jenny joke.
Yeah, the key was not a volume key, or generic key. Sorry.
It was.
We already know.
It was not a generic key.
No.
When you say not a generic key, what do you mean by that? Because I have an idea in my mind what you mean by that.
IBM. See how them Microsoft has generic keys testing or for upgrading from home to pro.
Right. Okay.
And yeah,
it was not one of those.
No, definitely. It was a unique. It should have been. We won't go into that again, but it should be unique. On my network at home, each of my machines, I can pull off a unique key. And when I go to reinstall, if I put new drives or new hardware, I can still use that key because they're tied to the machine. Or I can use a pro key if I'm running the new, but mine are all pro anyway at home.
Now, those computers at home, were they purchased retail from Dell? Were they custom built? What are they?
I have, except for my servers, they're all laptops. And I have Dell, MSI, and ASUS. Or, yeah, ASUS, however you say it.
ASUS. And they were purchased through retail channels.
Actually, from the manufacturer.
From the manufacturer. Okay, but as a retail customer.
Yep.
You didn't buy them as a corporate customer where they were putting your own image on. All right.
No, these are toys.
All right.
No, I use them for business, but not for work. My work computer is supplied by work.
Okay. So there, we're still at downloading 0. Looking back at chat.
Ooh. I actually had two quick other ones if you got a minute.
All right, go ahead.
We have we have more than 3. We had 3 robotic lasers that were getting updated, or robotic machines, not lasers. We were having problems with inspection laser part of the process. Anyway, they're updated by the company that owns them. Well, we lease them, and their maintenance people. Their manual says reset the firmware back to stock, back to optimal settings, then update the firmware, or default settings, excuse me, then update the firmware. Their technicians did not do that. They bricked 3 multi-million-dollar lasers that we need every day. They actually had to take 3 machines apart overnight by plane, firmware chips, and desolder the chips.
Oh. And
they paid for it.
This was technicians from the company that you leased them from. Wow.
Yep. And I actually wanted to buy the machines, but I'm glad I didn't with just maintenance. But
Oh, yeah.
let them do the
Ouch.
service. Yeah, their manual says take it back to default. I set up them, but to default settings, do the firmware update. They didn't. And
Right.
our contract says anything we can get to in BIOS, we can change. And we didn't change anything funky. We just changed the way it was reading in timings, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because as I've told you before, we're big on reporting. I'm big on reporting. I want to know when a machine screws up. And I want that to go to every desk that's anywhere near that. But, when I worked at Ford 40 years ago, Ford Motor Company, they reported at the end of the day, and you found out a machine had been running bad parts for 8 hours. Now we run bad parts for 8 minutes.
I'm seeing some interesting things here on the Wi-Fi and Ethernet downloads next to the R, where they're trading off, flip-flopping, where the Ethernet will be at a higher rate than the Wi-Fi, and then they'll trade places where the Wi-Fi is higher than the Ethernet.
What adapters does he have? I can't see.
Say that question again?
Does it say the Intel? And what is the Ethernet adapter? Can you hit on it?
Oh, let's see, the Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi is Intel, Wi-Fi 6, Ethernet killer.
Yep, no, they're both killer on that machine. What they're doing is they're splitting it.
Yeah,
it's like putting them together.
It's using both of them.
Yeah, they bond together with killer. That's a feature.
Oh, all right.
If you have Wi-Fi.
I know that I had heard of killer before, but I couldn't say what it does.
Is this Tim's computer? I kind of been
out
of the room for a minute. The reason I say that when Gary's saying that it's bonded together is because I didn't think that Tim could have his. I didn't think his mom would allow him to plug his computer directly into the Ethernet. So I'm curious, how is it using the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet? How are they bonded together when he can't connect to the Ethernet? He's only connected to the Wi-Fi.
He's got Ethernet now.
I'm right here. Now I got my own router and modem in my room. I got Spectrum now. I got the gigabit plan. And my mom got her own router, own thing. I got my own service now.
So it's been a while. So are you still living with your mom?
Yes, I am.
So she has her own.
Yes.
So there's essentially two routers, two completely different services in the house.
Yes, mine is room 1 and hers is the main one. But like now I got my own dedicated line. The technician came out here and installed my own dedicated line. So now I have my own dedicated line and I get really good speeds.
That clears it up. Sorry.
All right. And Tim, when you previously you've previously tried to install this update a few times and it's failed, has it taken a long time for it to?
It never taken this long. No, it usually said it was done, and then I restarted my computer. It didn't take this long. It usually has a percentage, but I don't know why it's saying stuck at 0. So yeah.
Did you actually initiate the update yourself so that you were actually aware of how long it was taking, or did it just download it in the background?
I clicked download, and then by the time I looked at it, it was like 74%, and then by the time I knew it was already 100%.
All right. Well, I think we're going to disconnect this remote
and
see if that gets it moving along. And did you see me put that icon on your desktop for DougBetts remote?
Yes, here? I do. I see that.
So you can relaunch it from that. So and you're in Zoom with us on that computer. So I'm going to disconnect the remote. And you'll still be on Zoom with us and can tell us what's happening. And if that doesn't speed things up, then I'll ask you to drop out of Zoom and stay with us in the chat room and let us know.
I could join Zoom on my phone. That's not a big deal. You just gotta ring me in.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and end the remote session there. Okay, so
Ran Israel said, try closing the update window and reopening it. I've seen on occasions where GUI doesn't update, but the update is actually in progress.
Yeah, Ran, I did actually close the update window and had to go back into it. I closed it accidentally. When I went back in, it was still at 0. But yeah, so Tim, you could, if it doesn't start climbing pretty soon, that can be another thing for you to do, is to close that window and close Zoom. So how is it looking now, Tim? Has it started?
No, it hasn't. It's still at
still at
0.
0?
Stuck at 0. Yes.
All right. Well, I'd like you to give it another minute or two and then drop out of Zoom on that computer, maybe close everything else and join us on the phone.
Okay. Do you think you could ring me in, Doug, on the Zoom, so on my phone?
Ring you in? What do you mean
Yeah,
by that?
on Zoom, like I give you my email, then you just ring me into the car, or do I have to click on a link instead?
He doesn't have the link on his phone.
Okay, let's see if do I have a way to send you a link to your phone?
I could put it in the YouTube chat, and then I could just click on it from the chat on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I'll put a
That-
link to the Zoom session. Well, no, I can't put that link in chat.
No, you can't
Unless
do
you want
that,
to just
because
email
it'll-
me, you can email me.
Okay, I'll email it to you.
Thank you, Doug.
That's been done before, and that's a bad idea to put it on YouTube like that.
Right.
John Williams said sometimes you need to restart
Just
the
put your home
computer to
address and
continue
phone number.
updates for Win OS.
Right.
Yeah, John
Well,
Williams, that's good.
It wouldn't affect me that much because of my dad's business. Our address and phone numbers are already on our website, so but for most people, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I've had one occasion where YouTube actually took down a video of mine because they said that I had personally identifiable information in it. And that turned out to be because I had exposed the signature line of a client's email that gave his physical address and email address, and I think phone numbers. Yeah, business phone numbers. So by virtue of that, I'm just saying, I'll just avoid showing everybody's email addresses. Because if that's my habit, then it's less likely that I'm going to accidentally do something. So Tim, I have sent that email to you.
All right, here I am.
All right, so you can drop out from the computer.
Here you go. Here I am.
All right, I've got you on the phone.
Yes. See. And close down everything that I could think of that's really in the background. So close down. I did close that everything. Now it's just the task manager and the update running in the background.
And is it still showing 0?
Yep, it's still showing 0. Maybe we should restart the computer. You think that might help?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the most effective.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
After you reset it, you'll probably want to go into System or Settings, System Troubleshooting, and Other Troubleshooters, and Windows Update Troubleshooter.
Okay, I could do that. I'll get to that and then restart. It don't take long to reboot back up again.
Windows 11 seems to get funky. Sometimes they cancel the update for me.
Well,
Oh, no.
yeah, we haven't actually canceled the update. We're just restarting the computer. So I'd be interested to have you go back into the Windows Update screen and see if it's still trying to download, or did it actually stop it and waiting for you to restart it. In that case, I think Gary's suggestion is probably the most reliable to get it going right away, because otherwise you would click to check for updates again and then perhaps not conclude that there's a problem until waiting several minutes. I kind of stumbled over that explanation. Just trying to figure out what I've missed in chat. All right, so somebody had asked for topics. Take that off screen while I find it.
It was like number 6, 8, and 10 or something like that. I think.
Yeah, I recollect the first one was 2. And did he put in the word topics? Searching for the number 10 is not a good thing to do. I thought it was near the beginning of the show.
Yes, I remember. So I've had the house to myself all day just about.
I always loved that when I was living with other people.
I don't get it very often.
Yeah.
And when I'm here by myself, the dogs are in the other room. The dogs are in the living room, in the recliner, and it's so quiet. But the minute somebody starts to show up, they will bark at you. So that's my 5-minute warning.
Oh.
To mute the microphone. Because they bark so loud, and the Blue Yeti is so good it'll pick up their barking all the way at the other end of the house.
Rand is saying topics 4 and 7. Routine hardware disclosure for remote sessions. Status of checklist notes for creating a prototype. I'm kind of attracted to doing that one, but there's this BIOS settings that I talked about on a recent Windows Daily about why BBB Build takes so long to do a cold boot. Those 3 right there are unlisted videos that I went through all of the BIOS options and did not find anything. And also somewhere sandwiched in there, you can actually see the actual time that it takes to do a cold boot, and I got video of the status screen that it's an LED screen that's on the I/O panel cover that shows what it's doing.
Are we talking about a couple more minutes to do a cold boot, or are we talking about just a few seconds?
We're talking, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes for it to do a cold boot.
Oh, wow. The reason I ask is because this little mini computer I got to put at my grandma's house so I could have a computer there. That computer takes about 8 seconds for the BIOS to post, and to get into Windows once to get past the BIOS. My next model, my Nuke here, my primary computer is the next model up, and it takes about 19 or 20 seconds to post.
Yeah. Well, the LED screen, I don't know what I should be calling it, but it shows, let's see, here's one of it right now. Memory codes. It goes through memory codes and then CPU codes. What these codes are, I have not tried to research. Then VGA codes. I
guess I guess that's just what happens when you spend 10 grand on a computer and have two computers in one box.
And then there's this post error. I just let's back up to that. I'm going to try to freeze it there. Yeah, got a post error, and it just displays that and goes on and continues. As far as I know, that's always happening, but it didn't stay there for any length of time. And then it does this splash screen, and I think okay, then CPU temperatures, and at this point I don't think I have images on the monitor. I think I turn around and show the monitors are still dark, and so is the Stream Deck. The Stream Deck is part of the clue of what's happening. So right now it's just showing CPU temp and not telling me anything about what's going on. Now it's come up offering me my multi-boot. I have two bootable partitions on the same physical drive. And I swing back over here to see if there's any other information, and then it's come up with a lock screen. So it's the time that it takes to get to that multi-boot offering. After that point, from that point forward, it's fine. So I'm going to scrub forward here and see where I get into BIOS. There's the 3 videos here. So I'm not sure which video has the BIOS stuff. Not this one, apparently. Oh, here I'm just getting in. Yeah, just getting restarted to get into BIOS. And it goes through the CPU codes and VGA, probably the same set of stuff, even just trying to get to the BIOS screen. I'm going to scrub that forward because I have no idea how long that goes. Okay, so here we start in BIOS. Right at the end of this video, I think I must have. Oh yeah, I know why I ended that there is because then I would go to. I put the camera. I put my cell phone on a tripod. It's not that one. Is this the one that I just... Didn't pay attention to which one I clicked on first. Let's try the last one. Okay, here this is where I go through BIOS. And I think in this video I pretty cleanly went looking through each option and showing what the choices were for each option. This video is 15 minutes long, so I'm not going to play through it all the way. But for people who think they have ideas or may be able to figure things out, I would love for you to spend more time with these and see if you spot anything that you think is useful. So I'm going to scrub through just to give you a little more high-level view. Let's see, now at this point I've gone to main, and then I think I go from main to extreme, advanced, and monitor. I think I start out at boot. The things that I thought would make sense were already configured, like for quick boot, and I think a couple other things that seem to make sense. Just scrubbing forward to some other random point. And then I will turn you loose for anyone who's interested in trying to come up with an answer. Oh, this is where, yeah, restore after AC power loss. So this is the technique that I'm using that I've explained recently. Now, what I do is typically I put them both computers into hibernation mode, and then I tell my Amazon Echo device to turn power off. And then when I turn power back on, you'll see this if you go through one of those videos. The computer comes on and then turns off and then comes on again. That seems to be some kind of a memory retraining that is happening anytime after a power loss, because this is not a normal shutdown. Now, if I do shut down normally and don't turn the power off and then turn the computer back on, I don't think it does that double spin up. Wintermute asking, is CSM enabled? Is that the compatibility setting? I don't know.
Like legacy, legacy boot or whatever. That's it. That's legacy USB support. That's not what he's asking. My recollection, it is not enabled, but I don't know offhand where to find that. I think at this point you can scrub forward and back and kind of follow through these menu options. Who was trying to say something there?
That was me, just dawning. Quick question for you, Doug. Are you talking about a cold boot to the computer or coming back from your hibernate?
Either, my impression is either way is pretty similar, because it's, I think whether I'm doing a cold boot or a hibernate.
Manor said the post error was on the HDD. Try to power on without the aids you do not need.
Okay, Savi. Whether I do a shutdown or a hibernate, when I turn it back on, I believe it comes in either case to that selection of which Windows partition I want to use. The one on top is the one that I am hibernating. So if I choose that one, it's going to restore from the hibernation. So up to that point is what takes a long time. So that's why I don't think it has any difference whether I hibernate or shut down, because either way, hibernation, that doesn't come into play until I select which partition I want to boot from. Does that make sense, Gary?
Yeah, regretfully. Yes.
All right. Now let's see. Zavi was saying the post error was on the hard disk drive. Try to power on without the hard drive you do not need. All right. That 8 terabyte spinning drive, I can boot Windows without that connected. So I can try disconnecting it. And I'm suspecting that he's saying it was the hard drive, because that error occurred right after it was displaying a hard drive message. I don't think the error itself identified that the error was HDD, but I don't know that for sure. Maybe he can clarify that if he does know. CSM menu in boot tab was closed, so we cannot say. If you go look at those menus at those videos, you can launch them from the description of this video and look at them in more detail in the boot menu, because I think I probably, you know what? I might have gone back. Yeah, here I'm back on the boot menu right here. You can scrub through this and find your way around. Notice the menu options up at the top. You can tell which one's in yellow. So you can maneuver through my BIOS by maneuvering through this video. There's the extreme tweaker. So now let's come back to this boot menu and see if I get into the CSM. Let's see, we're into boot configuration here, so we want to get
Zvimanner said
prior
you
to
can
that.
see the symbol of the HDD.
You can see the symbol of the HDD on that error message then. All right, good catch. Let's get back here. There's CSM. So here I'm in boot configuration. So the CSM is going to be after I back out of this screen. And that was boot configuration. Did I skip over it? I did skip over it. This just says configure. This doesn't show the status while I was highlighting it. I'm sure I did go into that and saw that it was disabled. I started out with the boot menu, so maybe I went into it back here. Skipping forward. Okay. Where does it go next? There we go. Yeah, there it is. It's disabled. Which that's compatibility support module disabled. There's no need to have that enabled. Wintermute saying CSM will slow the boot if it's on. If your boot drive is UEFI, you did not need it on. And I do not have it on. So you can put that to bed. I'm going to go back and look at that error message. Let's see. Oh, it was on the previous video. And oh, I gotta go to the current live stream to see that. Oh, it's still playing. It's still playing the Lady Gaga trailer. These trailers are so inconsistent. When I'm preparing for a show, oh, now it's not the trailer anymore. When I'm preparing for the show and I let the trailer play through, sometimes it gets to the end and it gives me suggested videos. It doesn't show me how much time until the live stream is supposed to start. All right, so that BIOS error was in here somewhere. Oh, there you just saw this fan stop. That was that first initial, when I turn the power on, it spins for a bit, runs through some codes, and then it turns off and turns on again without me pressing anything. Oh, I'm figuring this error message shows the graphic of the hard drive. Here's hard drive. This is a very poor focus. It's not. Don't adjust your screens. That's not the one. That's not the instance that captured that, is it? Or did I miss it?
Ran Israel said, how long does the startup take during a normal warm shutdown and restart?
I don't have a good. I don't have a timing on that right now.
Hey, Doug.
Yes.
My Windows update resolving problem, what Weisenberger, Gary told me to do. I'm doing it. It's been stuck on the resolving problem for a long time already, and the download on Windows 11 update is still stuck at 0, and it's just using internet connection now, not Wi-Fi anymore.
Is there maybe a user account control prompt hiding behind one of the windows?
Let me check. I'm gonna minimize this. No, there's not. I don't see nothing popped up.
Okay. So the troubleshooter for Windows Update has been...
It's like stuck too, looks like.
Okay, so it's been stuck for
a while now since you've been talking,
like a few
and
minutes.
More than a few minutes. I was waiting for it to change, but it just says resolving problem, and I think there's something wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd kind of like you to leave it run. Now you could bring up Task Manager.
Yeah, I brought that up. I have it out open right now. Actually.
Okay. Is there any activity? Does it
I
look
see
like
activity on throughput 500, 1 megabyte per second, and 800 kilobytes per second, and it's running. I see sending and receiving its packets, but it's 0 kilobytes per second sending, receiving 16.0 kilobytes, and it's jumping, going from 0 to 48 and all that. And receiving.
All right. Well,
I want to connect, and you could look at it if you want.
No, I'm inclined to just let it continue.
Okay.
And it's 112 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
something
it's 112 right now. Jeez,
it's
bro. Already more than 2 hours.
I went by fast.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give up on chasing down that BIOS error message because I totally accept Zvi's word that it was displaying an image of the hard drive. And I will try disconnecting that, and I will try getting a video of the various boot times because to really give a good understanding. Boot time for a restart and for power off and power on without turning the smart outlet off, and then a similar startup time with turning the power outlet off. Lawn Dog asking, when was the last time you've done a major update? Kind of lost what we're doing. If I remember correctly, Microsoft update. We're doing a Microsoft update on Tim's computer because it has failed 3 days in a row to do the May monthly update.
It's the 23H2 update for Windows 11 version.
23H2. Yeah, have you been on 23H2 for multiple months?
No, what I did was I factory reset the computer and I got all my drivers back, and I'm trying to do the update now, but it's not letting me take the update. That's what I did.
Is this the first time you're trying to do an update?
This update, yes. All the other updates went through except for this one. This one got stuck, and now it's not working.
Okay, I don't have quite the answer that I want yet. Is this the first monthly update, monthly cumulative update since you did a fresh install. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another thing I'm interested in doing, the Windows Update Troubleshooter, I suspect is in part looking at your network adapters. I'm inclined to disable the Wi-Fi entirely so that it's running only off of Ethernet, because that's kind of an unusual configuration. Yeah, let's go ahead and get connected again. Can you launch the DougBetts remote?
I'll click on launch. Yes, I can launch it right now. I'm gonna move this guy. Get it now. Connecting to your updates. Continue. What's the name?
Londog, yes, the internet's working, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to be on Zoom with us through the computer, and I wouldn't be able to connect remotely to him.
If you want to do a speed test, you can, but the speed should be good. I haven't had any issues.
No, I think what we got is something that is messing with Windows Update, and
that's what I feel.
That killer thing that it's where it's connecting those two network adapters, that is just an unusual configuration. Resolving problems, troubleshooters have moved, and this tool will be retired. So you're actually using the Windows Update, the old style Windows Update troubleshooter. I'm going to cancel that. And then come to here's your Wi-Fi. Now this might briefly disrupt my remote connection to the computer, depending upon whether it is currently functioning through Wi-Fi or through Ethernet. Depending upon how well the killer feature works, it might be very graceful. And that's what it looks like it did. Oh, and you're set for public network. Let's change that to private network. This update still shows downloading. Have a look at Task Manager now. So we do not have a Wi-Fi section anymore. We're receiving and sending at kilobits per second.
Selden Ball said YT is not seeing the screen.
Oh, thank you. Yay for SpeakerBot.
Oh boy.
Acknowledging Londog's link. I'm going to prefer to use the new troubleshooter. I've got to fix an alarm that just rang.
What was that alarm for? Something?
It was remind me to do some work on a client's computer remotely, since I was expecting to be done with the stream by now. So
okay.
I just put that off. Now the Ethernet just jumped way up. Now we're getting 26 megabits per second. It did a big spike there. And then
Yeah, I saw that big were gained somewhere, hopefully.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was a little bit of hope I had now.
Yeah, me too. I was expecting to see that continue and see a downloading start going, and no.
No, it tricked us.
Yeah, it tricked us. Yeah, let's see.
Darn it.
Update history, advanced options. Maybe to do. Let's do troubleshoot settings, other troubleshooters. This, I believe, is the place where they want us to be doing troubleshooters from now. Is this where you just went and started the troubleshooter?
Yes, I did.
This is where you did it. Okay.
Yeah.
But the difference now is that we have the Wi-Fi disabled. I clicked on run there. I haven't seen any response yet. Computer was restarted 30 minutes ago.
No, it's not wanting to open now.
Read chat, please.
Yeah, it's not even going into a troubleshooter.
This is so bizarre and weird.
I'm back, you guys. I just set up a fan for my mom. Now I'm just showing back and hanging out with you guys and drinking my Gatorade.
Welcome back, Obi-Wan. Thank you for joining.
Let me be sure I'm getting this right. To answer the question of what version is currently running, it is 22H2.
Doug?
Oh, what? Yes, Gary.
That will be a long download. That's a whole operating system.
That he's, wasn't it 23 that he's, yeah, this is, oh yeah. This is not the monthly update for 22H2. This is the whole 23H2 that you're downloading there. That's not a cumulative update at all.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well,
How
I
weird.
just said one of the version 23H2, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's...
Ren Israel said the 23H2 enablement package is a small download.
The 23H2, according to Ren, is just an enablement package. It should be a small download. And it's not that large. Now, this was a fresh install of Windows with 22H2. So did you install this from a USB thumb drive that you made for 20?
Oh, I did the recovery, from the recovery, Dell recovery.
Dell recovery.
Yes, the recovery in the where I reset the computer and I'll undo the whole factory reset from the OS and from the recovery tool. I didn't do that.
Well, this might be a very old build then, that where you don't have any cumulative updates since that system reset that you did.
What do you recommend doing to your USB instead? Do you think that'll solve all the issues? I got plenty of flash drives, whatever route you want to go.
Yeah. What I think you ought to do is a
I don't got that much stuff on here anyway.
23H2 thumb drive with Windows 11 and do a fresh install from that. Now you're gonna have to go to Dell and install their device drivers, because that's not going to be included on that Windows 11 23H2 flash drive.
That's fine. I just connected it now. My flash drive, it has 120 gigabytes. The 3.1 flash drive.
All right. Do you know how to make a 23H2 thumb drive?
You just go to the what is it? That bootable boot USB. What is it?
Is a month old, April 2024.
Thank you, Ren.
The Creator Install Media Tool, yeah, from Microsoft. That one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 11. Okay. Now. Okay, download.
Now I can't stay with you. I need to end the show. I think.
No worries, that's fine. Yeah, I know how to do it.
You feel comfortable with this? Okay.
Yes,
good.
I feel comfortable. Yes, sir.
All right. Very good. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Of course, I'll let you know tomorrow. Not tomorrow show, but Monday.
CB Manor said he can install as an UpGuard on this computer.
You can install as an upgrade on this computer. Why would he need to do that, Zvi? He can just do a straight, fresh install. He already has Windows 11. He's got an active license for it. What am I missing there,
So
Zvi?
do I need to save? Do I need to go to command prompt and get my Windows 11 license key, or will they already be connected to my Microsoft account? Like
No, it'll automatically activate. I'm gonna go into.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go into Activation Wizard here and just
no problem.
Confirm that you are active. Activation settings, activation state, active. Yeah. So no, you don't need to worry about license keys or anything. Just do the install. You'll be fine with that.
It downloaded pretty fast. It's already at 96%, almost 100.
Yeah.
Now it's verifying.
So there's nothing wrong with your internet doing a download. Yeah, I like that. I like that solution for you. Let's have you guys say goodbye to the audience for me.
Goodbye, everybody. See y'all next Saturday or next Saturday show. Blessings.
All right. Bobby? Bye. And Alex,
bye,
goodbye.
Buddy.
All right.
Peace. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and shut
Later.
down Zoom and see you guys later. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and sign off then. All right. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. My next show on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Goodbye.